After New York Justice Juan Merchan ordered Donald Trump to trial on April 15th in connection with the Manhattan District Attorney criminal case for Trump's falsification of business records relating to hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, Donald Trump went on his social media platform and threw an absolute temper tantrum, not to mention the temper tantrum he threw right after trial was set for April 15th, which he was trying to derail and delay. And here's what Donald Trump was doing on his social media platform. He was posting articles like from the Washington Post, where he would manipulate and delete portions of the articles that he thought were damaging to him. And we caught it on MeidasTouch.com. We wrote an article, Trump removed mention from Stormy Daniels' affair from the article. Again, Trump scrubbed 12 paragraphs in an article from the Washington Post that he put up there. He also removed the photographs from the article with him and Stormy Daniels. He removed references to Stormy Daniels talking about having sex with him. He wanted to remove that, and then he posted a manipulated article. In addition, Donald Trump posted a video of himself where he had a serious cognitive glitch during the press conference he held at 40 Wall Street after Justice Merchan set the trial date for April 15th. And here it is right here where Donald Trump talks about how you can't have an election in the middle of a political season. Donald Trump thought that that's what he should post. Here, let's play this clip.
You can't have an election in the middle of a political season. We just had Super Tuesday, and we had a Tuesday after Tuesday already. And we had Louisiana the other day, a couple of days ago.
In addition, Donald Trump made posts comparing himself to Jesus. Let's take a look at that post. He said, "Received this morning. Beautiful. Thank you. It's ironic that Christ walked through his greatest persecution the very week they are trying to steal your property from you. But have you seen this verse?" And let's just contrast that for a second to like the things that President Biden is posting. Could we take a look at like the land of normalcy? Here's what President Biden's writing. President Biden goes, "I'm determined to make things in this country again, to build American manufacturing capacity, and to make sure we're never again in a position like we were during the pandemic where we're relying on other countries to make things that we need at home." President Biden writes, "My housing plan goes to work for renters. My administration is standing up to big landlords who price fix to drive up rent, and we're going after unfair rental junk fees like the ones you're charged just to move to in an apartment." And you know what I like that President Biden's too is he is just kind of mocking Donald Trump's behavior. You know, for example, one of the posts that Donald Trump just made is where he said, "It's my great honor to be at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach tonight, awards night, to receive the club championship trophy and the senior club championship trophy. I won both." And President Biden writes, "Congratulations, Donald. Quite the accomplishment right there." And one of the other great messages that the Biden-Harris campaign released as well, earlier in the day, they said, "Donald Trump is weak and desperate, both as a man and a candidate for president. He spent the weekend golfing, the morning comparing himself to Jesus, and the afternoon lying about having money he definitely doesn't have. His campaign can't raise money. He is uninterested in campaigning outside his country club. And every time he opens his mouth, he pushes moderate and suburban voters away with his dangerous agenda. America deserves better than a feeble, confused, and tired Donald Trump." And I love that President Biden says Trump is weak and desperate as a man and as a candidate for president. Speaking of which, Donald Trump sent out his press secretary to defend the fact that he won his own golf tournament and to attack President Biden for mocking the fact that Donald Trump's out there spending the day bragging about winning his own golf tournament. This is Donald Trump's new campaign press secretary, and here's what she has to say. Play this clip.
Is there something here about the golf trophy back and forth? What's happening? Well, I think that Joe Biden wishes he could swing a golf club as well as President Trump, never mind win a club championship, which President Trump did over the weekend, but Joe Biden could never.
By the way, when you watch that, wouldn't that make Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin and Gaddafi and people like that blush? Also, here's Donald Trump's press secretary continuing Trump's violent rhetoric, saying that they will deploy soldiers to intimidate voters at the polls. Hat tip to the Biden-Harris HQ for finding this clip. Let's play it right here.
And then we're also investing a lot of money into voter integrity efforts to ensure that every American knows their ballot will be cast and counted and matter. And we're going to play offense this time around. We're not going to play defense like we unfortunately did in 2020. We're going to have soldiers, poll watchers on the ground who are making sure that there are no irregularities and fraud like we saw in the last election cycle.
And as Donald Trump is posting videos of himself in cognitive decline and apparently thinking that this is very, very powerful, but as President Biden says, boy, is this really weird and weak. Let me show you. This is the video that President Biden posted of himself. So you saw earlier the types of videos that Donald Trump's posting of himself. Here, President Biden is posting a video saying, in less than 2 years, our CHIPS and Science Act turned an idea into one of the largest public-private investments in microchips ever. And this is only the beginning. So you see the types of videos that Donald Trump posts. Let me show you the type of videos that President Biden is posting of himself. Here, play this clip.
Today's investment helps all Americans in red states and blue states, all across America, urban, rural, suburban, and tribal communities. We're not leaving anyone behind. If we invented in America, it should be made in America. In January 2022, Pat came to the White House where we announced a historic investment to build state-of-the-art semiconductor factories in Ohio. We were joined then by Sherrod Brown, the Ohio senator, who talked about why it's time to bury the phrase Rust Belt. Pat said at the time we should start calling it the Silicon Heartland, and it is becoming that. By March, Pat was my guest at the State of the Union. We talked about the 1,000 acres outside of Columbus, where semiconductor manufacturing facility and fabs were being built, which I referred to at the time as the Field of Dreams. In August, Senator Kelly and Sherrod Brown got the CHIPS and Science Act to my desk. It was one of the most significant science and technology investments in our history. By September, I joined Pat in Ohio to break ground for the new factory. We're just getting started.
And by the way, even this Fox host, by the way, from Varney and Co., is talking about, speaking to a Republican representative, how like the Republicans are just in utter chaos right now as they've become the party of Donald Trump. Play this clip.
Now I'm going to move to an area which might be a little tricky for a House Republican like yourself. Mike Gallagher leaving next month. Congressman Ken Buck, he says it's dysfunction. He's gone. The majority is down to just one. Seems like Republicans are in complete disarray. You can't do anything.
And when I show you these clips of Donald Trump now, I think it's always worth reflecting as well on like what was happening exactly 4 years ago to today. Because I think it's a fair question to ask. Are we better off today than where we were 4 years ago? So 4 years ago today, as Americans were jobless, in food lines, and faced with supply shortages and dying in hospitals, Donald Trump said that he should be applauded and people should be so happy with the job that he's doing. Here, play this clip.
Accurate. 3.1 million face shields, 2.6 million surgical gowns, 14.6 million gloves, and almost 6,000 ventilators, which go to the areas of greatest needs. We sent, over the last day, 4,000 ventilators to New York. And I spoke with the governor about that. He was happy. I spoke with the mayor also about that, Mayor de Blasio. He was very happy. It's hard not to be happy with the job we're doing. That I can tell you.
And similarly, 4 years ago, Trump tried to downplay his failed response and said, look, this is no big deal with COVID. More people die from automobile accidents. That's what Trump's saying 4 years ago to the day. Play this clip.
We lose much more than that to automobile accidents. We didn't call up the automobile companies to say, stop making cars. We don't want any cars anymore. We have to get back to work now.
And Republican senators and the remaining moderates are just fleeing from this party. Here is Republican Senator Murkowski. Here's what she had to say when she was asked by CNN about Donald Trump being the Republican nominee. Let's play the clip.
I don't think that it can be defended. What happened on January 6th was an effort by people who stormed a building in an effort to stop an election. I wish that that as Republicans we had a nominee that I could get behind. I certainly can't get behind Donald Trump.
Are you considering being an independent at this point?
Oh, I think I'm very independent-minded.
Officially, though, officially.
I just regret that our party is seemingly becoming a party of Donald Trump.
Yeah. You becoming an independent caucusing with the Republicans, is that something you're open to?
I am navigating my way through some very interesting political times. Let's just leave it at that.
And then I've showed you this photo before, but this is what they're doing in Mar-a-Lago right now. Donald Trump, Kimberly Guilfoyle, they're throwing all of these events there, and just very, very strange and disturbed. It's all and sad as well. Anyway, I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together, and have a wonderful day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.